Sheri come up and share with us.
Sharon Sheri.
Sheri? Me, my mulberry, Sheri. Do you want to hold the mic? Do you want the mic on the stand?
I think I'll hold it. Is it okay if I put water?
I'll actually move it down.
Okay. I don't want to have it. I don't want to have it spill on anything.
We'll put it right here.
Okay.
And then when you need it, I'll hand it to you.
Yes, thank you. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming today. And it's been kind of a long year as everybody has kind of suffered and had some challenges of their own that they've had to deal with. So for that, my heart goes out to everybody here that has also had to deal with some challenges, and we can all just say that we have gone through this together while we have been separate. Know that many of us have also been faced with some challenges. So we buried Mom last September, and I'm going to read to you guys what I said when we buried Mom. So, here we go. Vonna Rose Morrison was born on January 27th, 1943, to Clarence and Elva Morrison. She grew up on a farm with her only brother, Glenn. I imagine her as a little girl helping with chores, playing with her cousins, her friends, chasing kittens and her dog, watching the circle of life unfold every year, then seeing them leave, going to church and school, where she graduated and started to figure out what her life had to offer her. This is a textbook opening of some facts about our mom. What you didn't read in that paragraph is that God's plans for her were not going to remain textbook, that our mom was going to need something more to accept the path he laid out for her. That something more was inside her, a tiny seed that started taking root as she grew. As it was taking root, it was defining who our mom was becoming throughout her life and until her passing. This was the woman I want to talk about, the woman our dad so preciously called the warden or hutch rabbit. When I think about our mom, I see how strong she was. I try to put myself in her shoes. Here she is, a cute little working girl, and along comes Larry Leckband and Norbert Raymer, two very handsome and eligible bachelors. I like to think that it was our dad's playful smile that caught Mom's eye. She certainly made an impact on her dad, and for that we are glad they found each other. See, our dad needed a strong woman. His path was full of twists and turns. He had two beautiful children, Lori and Mark, who needed a mom. He saw in our mom a strength he knew he needed. I can only imagine what was going through her mind: love, fear, anxiety, dreams, doubt. Will I be good enough? After all, she had big shoes to fill, but she was strong. She knew what was in her heart. She was in love with all of our dad, and that meant she started her life with a husband and a family. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Mom looked to God to give her continued strength. He provided the updrafts to keep her soaring. Her strength grew, her family with Larry. I often believe that the only reason they decided to add any more children after me was to torture me on those family vacations we went on over Christmas vacation. My only solace was that Julie was not the last child, and she had to endure a baby sister as I did. So Mom and Dad had three more beautiful children to add to the family. Myself, the Road Runner, as Great Aunt Alma nicknamed me, because I never sat still. Julie, the favorite one, who we all like to tease because she did sit still, and Amber, our Fountain of Youth edition. Here we were, a typical family of seven, picking on each other, driving the others crazy, filling in on the farm as the demands were needed, chasing kittens and dogs, playing with friends and cousins, watching the circle of life unfold every year on the farm. participating in school activities, going to church and school. Does this sound like anyone else's upbringing? Don't get me wrong, our mom was not perfect. She made mistakes. She doubted herself. She said the wrong things. After all, she was human. If you peeled back the layers, she was a simple person who really had simple dreams, and she loved her family. Grandma's grandkids, where do I start? She loved you all so very much. She would drop anything she was doing for you. She embraced this role and couldn't wait to spoil you all. If you were happy, she was happy. The time she spent with you was so special to her, as I hope it was for you. Keep your memories with Grandma, sitting in her chair, on the couch, helping her with projects, going out for ice cream, lunch, shopping, Larry, credit card, gifts, coming to stay with you while your parents just needed a break, going on little trips, her grandma sweatshirts, her modesty when it came to her clothes, no V-necks, safety pins, always on her iPad, her need to plug in her phone when it got to 80%, Kleenexes and more Kleenexes, and all the other special memories you have with her. She was always a trendsetter. Never did she boast about the amazing things that she did. It wasn't in her nature to do so. All I knew her as was my mom. I never imagined her as something bigger than that, but she was. She was so much more than that. To start, she was a wife, a daughter, a sister, an aunt, a working woman, a tractor puller, a 4-H'er, a baton twirler, a farmer, a motorcycle driver, a gardener, a friend. She was funny. She was a sister from another mother. She was an organizer, a director, a volunteer, a problem solver, a Christian, and most of all, humble. There were many things she did that she never mentioned to us kids. We had to discover. Can you be my paper holder? Thank you. We had to discover most of those things as time went by and through others. I feel robbed at times when I didn't get to learn more about our mom from our mom. There are stories that I would have loved and enjoyed hearing from her. Mom was a loyal friend. She valued her friendship so much. As LaDonna puts it, she's like my sister from another mother. She would do anything for her friends, your family, because her family, your family was her family. As friends, you cried, laughed, supported each other, and created memories together. I know you all miss her as much as we do. I am sure you go through the same motions as thoughts as we do. Well, I am just going to call Vonna and tell her about that or ask her about this. And then reality sinks in, and you know there's no calling her. I want you to know how grateful I am that Mom had you and that God put your paths, that God crossed your paths for the reasons that He did. She truly committed herself to her community, and when I say community, her reach was far wider than just Ocheyedan. She loved being a volunteer. This was a role that Mom was just a natural at. She did it very well because she was organized, detailed, busy, unafraid to roll the dice, probably a good thing. She was never a big gambler. And she had the ability to get others out of their comfort zone. After all, who was going to say no to Vonna? Well, other than us kids and Dad. Who would have ever thought that Ocheyedan would have plays or dinner theaters? It didn't stop there. She just kept on going and got involved with Ashton, Sibley, Spirit Lake, and Worthington. I know I'm missing some, but she was a member of the Unity Circle, the American Legion Auxiliary. She helped with the Bloodmobile, town celebrations, Bridge Club, the church, and much more. I always remember my mom making and creating things, whether it was banners or food for the church, posters or things for a town celebration. I remember listening to conversations over coffee at kitchen tables with her friends, where she and other moms would be coordinating about upcoming events and what needed to be done. Whether people appreciated it or not, Mom was going to make sure things happened. She always found a way. Growing up, we never missed an opportunity to get together with family. I feel very fortunate to have spent all the time I have with my grandmas, grandparents, great-grandmas, great-aunts, and cousins. This was possible because it was so important to Mom. She loved her family and her extended family. It was important to her that us kids, spent time with them. So many people today don't get the opportunity to appreciate this time, nor do they want to take the time, so I am grateful for it. We all have so many fond memories of family reunions. Mom was a strong Christian who believed in her faith. She was baptized and confirmed in the Lutheran Church. She went to Bible study and had studies outside of church with others. When the church needed something, she'd figure out a way to get it done. She wasn't afraid to rock the boat with changing things up at the church either. So thankful for the Christmas program change during my time when I was in it. Great going, Mom. Mom's strength was on display so much I took it for granted. I understood that as a kid, it's all about you. So how would I have recognized this strength in my mom? It was my norm. So why would I think it to be anything other than the way all moms were? Mom had a brain bleed on May 17th, 2020. God sent into motion a series of events that brought us all together. In our Leckband way, we problem-solved every opportunity we could to help our mom recover. We researched, we drew words, faces with emotions, and tried to figure out every possible way to communicate to our mom. Mom's strength and Dad's tough outer shell pulled us together, all of us girls. This stupid bleed will not defeat us, and it will not take our mom. After all, we saw in ourselves now as the parent, and over the last 47 days, we were by our mom's bedside every day. During those visits, what I saw was our mom's strength. I felt the warmth of her hand grip in mine, her patting my head when I fell asleep by her bedside, and the look in her brown eyes when she woke me up, which reminded me of my younger days with Mom and that loving look you would get from her. It was such a surreal moment for me. It was such a simultaneous feeling we both felt at the same time. It was easy to read in our eyes that she was still the parent, and no matter what the outcome was, she was okay with it. I'd tell myself, please, outer shell, or please, tough outer shell, do not fail me now. Dad. I know this has been difficult on you. After all, this isn't your first rodeo when it comes to losing your partner. I believe the main reason you and Mom found each other was because of your strength. Mom needed you as much as you needed her to keep that Leckband train on the track. Together, you are a force to be reckoned with. I am so happy that you went on all of those adventures together. Thank you. I know as kids we teased you both a lot about leaving us for days on end while gallivanting around the countryside. But you have memories too. You have grief and you have sorrow. You have lost your best friend, your wife, your lover, and your travel partner. You need a tough outer shell too. You always have. It's how I know you. It's what I love about you. And I have learned to read between your lines. The dad I know, underneath all that tough is your love for us. You have always been there for us. You have provided for us. You committed 100% of your role to husband and father. No matter if we were in trouble, you were there. You and Mom always gave us enough room to make mistakes. I am proud of you, Dad, and I love you. Whether you or Mom knew it or not, you raised some very strong children. After all, that tiny seed that was inside of her was also in us. The question was whether or not we would allow it to take root and grow. That tough outer shell of yours is also in us. I look in the mirror and at my siblings, and I see both of you and all of us. These qualities have been passed down to our children. Those of you that know us intimately can attest to that fact. Thanks for putting up with us for all of those years. Vonna Rose Leckband was called home on July 3rd of 2020 at 3:16, connecting her faith, of course, to her passing with John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. You worked so hard to get back to your family, Mom. I will not deny that my selfish side wants you here yet, but you are with your Maker, free from all pain and suffering. You deserve that, and I know you are with your loved ones. Your presence for us now is different. It comes as memories, thoughts, and feelings, which we all cherish. We get to help watch over us now, and I look to you along with God to help guide me. My promise to you is to continue to be strong for my family, to be a good steward in this world, and keep God first in my life. I love you forever, Mom. Your daughter, Sheri. You will always be missed.